What's going on, YouTube family? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. We're setting up the stream here. Just bear with me 3 minutes. I know you guys get pissed if I don't set it up right away, so I'm just doing that really quick. Just getting the stream set up for people to come in here, and we can get started as quickly as possible regarding what's going on in the marketplaces at Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as well. So our general cryptocurrency markets and as well as just regular stock market action. So I changed some of the latency features. Hopefully it's not as glitchy this time. I know I was watching the stream over and it looked a little glitchy. What's up, Alex? We're getting started here. I want to keep these consistent. I want to go over a few key data points that you should keep aware of. What's going on in the United States stock market, British stock market, as well as the German and the Nikkei as well, and how this plays in correlation to Bitcoin, as well as a general sense of what we can expect cryptocurrency to continue doing is what we've been anticipating. So let's get this started, guys. Obviously, we don't have much time. I like to keep these pretty short, keep them pretty concise for people who want to watch later. It's not going to take up too much of their time, so let's get it started here. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about what I mentioned earlier is this article that just came out. I remember I was talking about this to a few people, and I do look at European markets, Alex. I do not trade them. I'm trying to get a little more into Forex when it has these crazy moves because these are very profitable if leveraged correctly. But we'll get into that in a minute. I just need to make sure everything looks good for you guys. Okay, looks good. Cool. So, give me a minute. I just need to make sure this banner is fine. Cool. Hopefully that's fine. Doesn't get in the way. Get some advertisement. So let's go, guys. Let's talk about it. Right now, we're seeing Bitcoin kind of stabilizing here. It's just going to bear flag, in my opinion. It's been the same story. Slow dancing in a burning room. Thank you. People are understanding, and people are finally waking up and realizing. It took me a while. And there's still a lot of people still feeding horse shit and bullshitting. We'll call them out. I just need to call these people out because I'm seeing it, and I'm using the same thumbnail because I love that thumbnail. I love it. And people who want to actually learn how to trade, I'm gonna show you guys some great places to change to learn how to trade. Look at Institute of Trading here, Antoine Krill. This guy will teach you a lot of stuff. Watch this guy. I recommend great YouTubers because they provide great and valuable information. This guy traded for Goldman Sachs. Regardless of what you have against Goldman Sachs, they've continued to make money in the last 150, 200 years in the markets, and they will continue to make money. So watch Institute of Trading. Great trader. Now let's get into, okay, crypto drops hard, Circle's game changer. Let's go to a few videos I see in my history right here. And we'll talk about a video I saw that's really, I just want to call out this BS. Bitcoin price will recover substantially soon. Here's why. So this type of stuff is exactly what we don't want to see. It's a pathological lying. Because they're giving really reasons that are already priced into the market. This guy right here, top 2 reasons why. And they explain these things where they're just nuisances. Can Bitcoin crash the world economy? Yeah, it can. So we'll get to that in a minute. But I just wanted to call those people out because it's getting over the top, guys. They're feeding people lies, and they're feeding good traders lies, and it's ridiculous. I'm sick and tired of it. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's do a Bitcoin update. You can see, as we have been predicting here, the bear flags have been working. It's a bear market. It's obvious. How do we know that? Let's justify that for anyone who's new here, who is coming to watch. I like to clear it up. I like to start it up. So if you're new, please make sure to leave notifications on. I do stream Monday through Friday, and subscribe for more videos. I will put out videos, not just streams. So let's do this. Bitcoin, failure to top here several times, and I'll call out their bullshit. I'm done with people bullshitting. People who actually want to learn how to trade. So here, this blue marker indicates the all-time high. These green markers, we'll get these started right here. Green markers indicate tops. So let's indicate how many failed highs it's tried to make. One here. Okay. one here, okay, and this is a very easy thing to look at. So we're gonna do this very quickly, and a failed top here, and this is very simple technical analysis. You don't need anything more than this. So you could see all these arrows: lower low, lower closed. This is a fool's game here. The body's closed, indicating that it could close lower. This was a sign, and we can see it's a signal to rally down. You see how this body closed higher than these bodies here? It showed a rally temporarily, but it showed lower lows are coming. And that's what happened. Is when the enemy's weak. Exactly. You probably have read The Art of War, Benjamin Ben. You want to attack the enemy when they're weak. That is The Art of War right there. And I've read that book. It's a very good book, and I probably will have to reread it. Regardless, let's talk about it. You could see, enemy is weak one time. He shows weakness once. He shows weakness again. That's twice. 3 times. 4 times. 5 times. 6 times. 7 times. Failed weakness on the bull side. The bears get 2 bounces right here, where they lose strength and give back. But failure to rally is a very big sign. It is the biggest sign besides lower lows, which is really honestly not as big of a sign as lower highs, as a bear market is coming, and it's already in. This is a bear market. A bear market is when prices continue to fall over a short period of time. Give it 3 to 6 months. Is what we've been on. So we have December, prices start to fall. Bear market starts here about 2017, 2018. We're in there. We have January, February, March, April, May. That's 5 months. Bear market is in. It's starting. It's already in progress. So if you guys didn't get to short here, you probably might have some time, but I think the shorts are over. It's just pyramiding down. If you guys don't know what pyramiding is, it's a strategy I used to make over $6,000 shorting this drop here. Okay, and I've showed it in previous trades if you want to question if I did make that money or not. When you do talk figures, I like providing factual statements. You can watch that in the previous live streams. I'm not sure exactly which one. Go through it if you really want that information. You pyramid. So you pyramid down here, you add in this rally, pyramid down here, and that's what I was doing. It is very risky if you don't pyramid correctly. That's why I decided just not to pyramid it this time because, as I was saying before, on my JAFX here, I'll show you guys. See, I'm up about $23, $543 using leverage, but let's talk about why that happened. So you can see I'm down 534, so I made all my money back. I'm not saying I traded correctly. I'm showing you guys I don't win every time. You could see I had some shorts here where I had 1 contract. I just didn't feel comfortable to have 5 total contracts. It made me worry. I didn't like anxiety in my trades. But let's talk about the big trade here. I had 10 contracts here, and it squeezed me out at 720. This was an auto cover, okay? I knew the markets would fall. I just didn't have a correct time. And let me change this to Ethereum here so you guys can compare it. So I literally, let's zoom out here. I literally got squeezed out right here. I shorted at 700. Okay, and it's, in hindsight, I shorted it perfectly. I just didn't have enough money in my account at the time. I shorted it right here at 700 at this marker, right where my cursor is, and it bounced out and it closed me out right here on this trade, right here. 519, you can see the date lines up nearly perfectly. I'll even draw an arrow where it squeezed me out right there at the high. Okay, 519, where was it? Right there. That's where it squeezed me out, I believe so. Where was it? Oh, so I took the trade 519. It squeezed me out 520, 1904. I was reading the wrong thing. Sorry. So yeah, it squeezed me out right here. And then I reshorted because I knew it would keep falling, and it fell. But you can see, I literally got gypped by $1 off the high because the high of this was 721. The high of the peak of this rally was 721. I got squeezed out at 720.54, $1. This is real trading, guys. I want to show it because other traders just want to talk. They're not traders. They're feeding you propaganda. So this is real. I've lost $200, okay? I didn't put a lot of money into the short, and I would have made on this short, I would have made over $1,230, $1,240 at current market price. So that just goes to justify, markets don't always play you fairly. I don't play on speculation alone. I use speculation very, very minimally. I use odds. I use the law of averages. I use technical analysis. I use fundamental analysis. I use investor sentiment. I use all these things to justify my opinion and my beliefs, and use my money to prove my theory. okay, to prove it. And if I lose, I have a stop. You could see, obviously, maybe if I shorted at 705, that would have happened. That's hindsight. I can't think about that. But you could see, you know, I was right and I still lost money, but I reshorted and I made it back. So you could see it put me down the hole, $200. I had some losses on the books. I'm at 534. I'm back up there. So that's real trading. That's what I want to show. I want to discuss that because people on YouTube will not show that. And I want people, this is how I'll gain respect, by showing you real shit. This is it. So you can see it failed the rally. I was right. I didn't make as much money as I wanted to. Regardless, it is what it is. I would have had over $1,600 in the account. I have 540. It is what it is, but, you know, let's go on with it. Okay. Now, I think the market is bearish as a whole. I mean, EOS, okay, EOS did have a bounce. EOS is a bearish rally, my friend. What's up, Bullable guy? This is just a bearish rally. You can see EOS, when I was shorting it here, and I didn't, you know, I told you I was nervous, and I didn't hold it down, and that was a great short too. So, you gotta understand, I'm showing you guys that I'm not a perfect trader, but I can call this shit because it's not hard to see. So I'm just trying to show you guys how to read these signs. I'm not trying to feed you bullshit and feed you my opinion and pathologically lie to people like some other people do. I've been seeing it. It's very evident. You can see gold is starting to rally again, making a higher low, you know, indicating that inflation is becoming a serious deal. And we're gonna get into that in a second. But let's talk about here. So Bullable guy, I suggest you read a good book by Steve Neeson, The Candlestick Charting Techniques. Steve Neeson, Candlestick PDF. Okay, read this book. It's free. You can just type in Steve Neeson Candlestick PDF and play it. I'm going to play an advertisement just like I like to get paid for my time. So that's all I'm doing that for. Just going to play it. Okay, cool. What's up, Ebrook? How you doing? So let's get into this. Let's talk about what I was expecting. Bitcoin price manipulation. Remember I was mentioning this, maybe Alex or Bullable guy might be able to see that the U.S. launches criminal probe into Bitcoin price manipulation. In the last stream I was mentioning this, that Bitcoin's price was getting manipulated. And now we see that the Justice Department has opened a criminal probe into whether traders are manipulating the price of Bitcoin and other digital currencies. This is happening. I don't doubt this for a second of my life. It's happening. I've seen it. I can read these traders and what they're doing. They're putting big orders, and you could see it on GDAX. GDAX is and this is why Coinbase is going to get a lot of shit, because they're the ones who are doing it. Coinbase is the ones who are doing it, and now they've removed a lot of the orders. But look how there's no sellers. It's still a bear market, but there's no sellers, okay? But look at the books of buys, okay? And before, you see how they show how much more buyers there are? Just by based orders. This doesn't justify how many buyers and sellers are actually going to take place, and it leads to a very common misconception in the marketplace. It's very misleading, and the price manipulation it's going to come in to take and show you guys how bad things are. Investigations focused on illegal practices that influence prices, such as spoofing or flooding the market with fake orders to trick other traders into buying or selling, said people who asked not to be identified because their review is private. Federal prosecutors are working with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, that's the CFTC, a financial regulator that oversees derivatives tied to Bitcoin, the people said. Authorities worry that virtual currencies are susceptible to fraud for multiple reasons. Skepticism that all exchanges are actively pursuing cheaters, while price swings that can make it easy to push valuations around, and lack of regulations like the ones that govern stocks and other assets. You have to understand, and I'm getting very serious about this. When fraud is rampant, it's near end of a bull market, regardless of what you want to believe. When fraud becomes rampant, not only in stocks, but also things like cryptocurrency, you have to understand a recession is coming. This is when people can get away with this. They don't get away with this in 2010. You wouldn't have gotten away with this. In 2012, you wouldn't have gotten away with this. 2014, there was some fraud in the cryptocurrency, but it was mostly, very, very minimal. Now fraud has grown. Price manipulation is very bad. You have to understand how fraudulent that is. It's very bad. It's like bait and fish, where you solicit a price for something else. the person who comes to buy the product comes and the price is 10 times higher. You know, a bait and hook, that's what it's called. So you have to understand these type of things. It's different in a sense. We'll talk about that, eBrooks. When you get into price manipulation, it's putting out fake orders. Algo traders actually trade. When you're in stocks, you have to understand the bid and the ask is simply a bid and the ask. If the price has changed, the algo traders change. It's a loophole, eBrooks. It's a loophole, which I think needs to be. I think algo traders, once they cause the next market crash, which I think they will, they're gonna get removed. Even Goldman Sachs said about like machines are gonna cause the next flash crash, and that's why. Yes, this is Ferris Bueller. Machines and algos are going to cause the next crash because they don't account for panics and things that are going to happen. So the markets are so high in the stock indexes, and we'll discuss that in a second here. The Dow Jones, look how high that is, okay? You know, from the lows here, I mean, 6,000 all the way to 26,000, that's 20,000 points. That's $20,000 in value in less than, 10 years. That's crazy. Oh, what's up, Argus? How you doing? So algos are different because they're just bid and asking, and they are trading. Spoofing, in a sense, is they're not making trades; they're just faking it. It's kind of like a gray area. But I think once algos cause the next crash, people are going to come and they're going to fight against algos because algos are kind of messing with the stock market. And they do mess with traders, but I know how to read them, so they're not bad. But just understand, spoofing is not good. And once, for instance, the Security Exchange has opened dozens of investigations against ICOs. There's a lot of fraud in cryptocurrency, and a lot of fraud obviously leaked into the stock market with Elfin, and now Elfin's being publicly listed on OTCs again. So there's just a lot of fraud, and it's just not getting, there's no justice being proven. No one's bringing it to justice. And if you think these things will keep going on and on and on and on, it's not going to happen. And especially, yo, what's up, Holland? How you doing? Especially when people, okay, yeah, Colin, things change, my man. Things change. I don't focus on one mindset. I learn, I grow, and I change my viewpoints. Yeah, I thought when I was ignorant, I thought it would go there, but now it's a different space. So, I'm making money. I proved my bets here. You can go back in the video, but I'm short. You can see I'm making money, $568, while cryptocurrency is going down. I change traders. You can't stick to a firm. Colin, you're explaining this perfectly. I'm not calling you out here, but you can't stick to a firm decision, and that's the bad thing about chats. People will fixate, oh, you called this, now you have to stick by it. When you're trading, you have to adjust. You have to adjust, okay? You have to adjust for probabilities. You can't predict markets exactly to a T. You can't. And when you try to criticize someone because maybe they're off by their prediction, or they thought something based off emotional state, it just doesn't work. I changed my mind, and I've shorted, and my money was there to prove it. Anyway, so fraud target. A limited oversight of crypto trading makes targets for crooks, said John Griffin at the University of Texas. And where the Winklevoss twins, who are known for getting rich off Facebook Inc., hired NASDAQ last month to conduct surveillance of digital coins trading on their exchange. Also urged trading platforms to band together to form a group. So you can see, they're urging traders, what's up, man, what's up? They're urging traders to get, Winklevoss twins are urging traders to understand there's a lot of fraud going on. Oh, changed my mind. I just saw it. It was failing. We'll get to that. I wanna address your point before I go on to anything else, Colin. You could see, I was bullish. I said cryptocurrency would go to potentially 50,000 here. I was a fool here. I've learned a lot since this time. And once it topped here, I went short. And then it had a rally. I was like, this rally's not going to last, and I went short here. So right here was when my whole mind changed, and I went short. I changed my mind very quickly. So that's what changed my mind. Failure to rally. Failed rally. It was a good learning experience. Anyway, let's get into price manipulation. These type of things, regulation always comes after the fact that the public gets hurt, not before. But it's happening. You can see people said 2008, oh, now we fixed CDOs. Well, now it moved into Bitcoin, and it's moving into Shopify, and it's moving into Facebook with false advertising and crypto So everyone had to play a huge deal with this, and Google still, till next month, they're still advertising cryptocurrency. Snapchat advertising cryptocurrency. So all these huge companies were making money off this crypto boom, not just people trading crypto. You have to understand this. The amount of money Google made off AdSense, of people putting ads, and YouTubers making money off cryptocurrency, outlandish, insight on cryptocurrency, like I called out earlier in this stream, is redundant. It's ridiculous. It's horrendous. It's pathetic. Okay, I was there. I was making money off the bull run. Okay, and I gave my price predictions on Ripple. I was off by Ripple by $1.25. I never said Ripple would go to 100, and that's the only thing I ever gave a price prediction on besides Bitcoin, and that was my ignorance, and I proved that by obviously going against it and learning and showing it in my streams. But Ripple, I said $5. Okay, Ripple and Tim Sykes. Speaking of the devil, Tim Sykes. Not Tim Sykes. Ripple XRP, I said would go to $5. It went to $3.75 at its high. So in Asia, it went to $4.50. So you have to understand that I was the only YouTuber who said it wouldn't go to 100. And so it's pathetic. It's really pathetic. And these people won't get in trouble. These people on YouTube, they won't. Because they're just making money off ads. And they're getting thousands of views. They're getting 200-300 views on their live streams. And why am I not? Because I'm speaking something people won't understand till after the fact it happens. Till the bubble is done. Till it crashes, people will wake up. So regardless, I don't want to get too crazy into it, but price manipulation, the government is investigating them, and they're going to hit these cryptocurrency exchanges hard. They're going to go after them. They're going to go after these Bitcoin fraudulent people. Yeah, no, don't buy. These are not lows. This is, I hope you know, this is continuing lower. This is not a low here. It's going to keep going. I've been mentioning it in the streams over and over again. Regardless of that, let's get into how this is going to affect the cryptocurrency market as a whole. This is going to cause evolution. It's not a bad thing for cryptocurrency. It's actually a very good thing. People who don't realize it, who talk and read CoinDesk articles, aka Modern Investor, will call them out because I'm tired of these people. It's the fact that I'm not calling them out to just call them out. I'm calling them out because they're still giving people hope. They're still giving people hope, and you have to understand, it's outlandish. It's outlandish. People are just making money reading these cryptocurrency CoinDesk articles, okay? And people won't talk about, okay, new strain of malware hijacks Apple Macs to mine Monero. No one's going to talk about that, right? So, and they're going to say, this is why Bitcoin's going to go up, and people are still going to view them. And they're making money off AdSense. This is what I'm trying to get at. They're making money off you regardless of how you want to see it. They don't care about you. I want to keep that as clear as possible. You have to be very, 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 very thick-skinned in this game. And when I say thick-skinned, do not, like, when people try to provide you valuable information, don't just throw it off. Take it with a grain of salt. Because now people are just taking everything they can get. Bullish, bullish. Oh, this is just a dip, bullish. Until it hits a new low. Oh, well, now we're going to go dip, dip. If you see what I'm trying to get at, it's the same thing. That's why I suggest you guys read Reminiscence of the Stock Operator. That's why I suggest you guys read, books by Andrew Carnegie, a great book. Andrew Carnegie, the guy who just, who had the steel industry in the 1900s. I'm reading his book right now. It's The Empire of Business. And he said the 3 things that cause people great worries is liquor, excessive speculation, and the last danger is a prosperous voyage. Oh, okay. So no, endorsing a persistent habit of endorsing speculation, excessive speculation, and liquor. So let's do that again. So Andrew Carnegie said in The Mind of Business in the 1900s, he said 3 things. He said that cause young men to go broke and to cause young men to have a lot of worries is liquor, excessive speculation, and again, the habit of endorsing all more and dangerous things that will lure in bad friendship. These people who are getting views on cryptocurrency, they're not going to last long. They're just trying to make quick money. Okay? It's like the people on Shopify selling all these scam crap. The people on Shopify selling not Ripple XRP, but you know, those fidget spinners. These are just trends. They die. They're not real businesses. So I want you guys to understand that. See, Benjamin, I can't really answer that. I think I told you guys, I think $4,000 to $3,000 is where we're seeing. That's a long way to go, and that's why there's money to be made. So don't think just because we're up here we can't go lower. We're indicating lows, and we're gonna crash. And remember, I was going back here and I'm like the only YouTuber, and I'm tired of people feeding people on YouTube constant bullshit, because there's actually people who want to learn. There's really people who want to learn. Let me see. Bitfinex dollar. So let's go back in time here. I was going back here, and you can see the last bubble is very similar. We have a failure to top, a rally, and then just continue dying down into the summer. Okay, same time frame, same time of year. What do we have this time? Well, what do you know? Almost exactly the same chart. What do you know? How coincidental? What do you know? And I'm not saying this to be, you know, sarcastic, you know, to prove anyone wrong, but what do you know? It's almost the same. And Alex, why didn't you say this earlier? I could have helped you. Were you having trouble adding the money into the account? I tried to do it as best as I could, but I'm sure there's other tutorials I could show you how to short. But yeah, that's really it, guys. Like, it's just, there's so many frauds on cryptocurrency, and there's frauds in the stock market too. It's redundant. And they'll come into these chats and literally just keep talking shit. And I'm over it. I'm really over it. So I want this channel to be somewhere we can discuss things like men and women, if there's women out there who are watching, and provide valuable information without any bullshit. So regardless of that, you can see, you know, the daily chart, you know, basically shows Bitcoin's going to hit newer lows come, you know, the next week. The resistance level was $10,000. The next resistance level will probably be 8,500. Probably not even 8,500. We'll probably hit new lows. We have to hit new lows. Like, we're already signaling new lows. So probably the next, we'll probably form a resistance at 8,000. I don't see us bouncing anytime soon. I don't see Ethereum ever going back up to $700 again. It's gonna maybe bounce up here and then crash some more. It's already making lower lows. So that's really it. I wanted to talk about this price manipulation. Okay. You want to look at XRP? Let me go on the XRP. And I'm gonna make a separate video just so people don't watch the live stream. You can see XRP actually had a decent bounce. So you're not losing as much value with XRP, because XRP, the market is finally justifying. XRP actually has real use case value. It's one of the only cryptocurrencies that has value. So once this bubble dies, and you can see XRP went to 350, so it was $1.50 off on my prediction. It's gonna come down here around 20 to 40 cents. Okay, and you buy there. Okay, and that's where it's gonna go. This range is where I plan to buy XRP, probably in August to September. And you can see the stock markets are failing to hit highs. They're failing. Let's talk stocks. As I do trade stocks. The only thing that's going is tech. The only thing that's going is tech, and that's MU and AMD. Nvidia's failing, and they're gonna rally a bit. Okay, AMD's rallying, and the chip makers are rallying, but Nvidia has already reached its point. Its saturation point. So these are just catching up. They're going to try to hit new highs. They're going to get topped, and I think they're going to fall. Shopify already looking bearish. So a lot of stocks are getting bearish. They're not bullish any longer. And volatility is going to start picking up in the U.S. equity markets very soon. You can see the daily, you know, their bulls are fighting back. They're rallying, but it's very volatile. So we have to understand that. And a midday rally does not really do anything to justify. When you have a midday rally, you usually have an end-of-day sell-off. So they're saying, some people are saying this is a bull flag. I see this more as a failure to break, you know, a key resistance level. We'll see. If anything, they'll try to test 2,800 and then fail. Boy, guy, I doubt 8K is going to be a bottom for
Bitcoin. It's going down to 4K.
Yeah, see, you got it. See, Alex, I've been having this conversation with a lot of people. They're having advancements in AI, but you have to understand, to fund AI, it takes a lot of debt and money. And as debt increases, okay, and the Federal Reserve and is increasing their interest rates, and they're trying to increase slowly, but you got to understand, if there's a recession that's going to come, and they only increase to 2.5%, they can't go any lower. When you're in a recession, you lower interest rates. We're in a boom, and our interest rates are barely going up. That's bad. That's very bad. Okay? You have to understand, interest rates should have been already raised. We should be at 3% interest rates. No, we're at 1.5. They need to go higher. And they're not. And they know once they raise them, they're going to spook the market. So that's why everything's so inflated right now. Everything's so inflated. And it's going to happen. Holland guy, maybe. You got to ask yourself that question. I can't answer that. Yeah, but we didn't want to believe it, and that's fine. But Alex, let me answer your question. So AI and all that, it's good. I'm not saying AI is bad, but that's 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I think all that has been factored into NVIDIA's price. So let's talk NVIDIA real quick. NVIDIA really ran on the crypto boom. I want to emphasize that. People will continue to just neglect me. They're up. I think AI and artificial intelligence has been factored in. Until AI is making us money, until AI is making money for the public and for these companies, okay, because obviously artificial intelligence has not been proven correct when it comes into Tesla's manner with their car crashes and everything. So obviously they need to have something of value. They need to sell stuff of artificial intelligence into the marketplace. A lot of the buying went on here in 2011, 2012. And then this was the people who were chasing right here. And it's going to crash. I think NVIDIA will crash and have a reaction like it did previously. I don't know why people don't believe that. It's really crazy. When the rates rise, the market goes down. Usually, the rates rise and the market goes up. But since we had quantitative easing, it's not going to happen. And usually, yeah, you want to have high interest rates when the stock market's high. But so then when the market crashes, you can raise interest rates or lower interest rates to allow the market to go back up again. And that's why they lowered interest rates to nearly zero. Okay? Now, they're going to try to raise it to 2.5, and then if there's a recession, you got to understand this. If there's a recession, how low are you going to go? 2.5 to 0 is not a huge barrier for interest rates. Yeah, it's going up in the long run, Alex, but it has to fall. It has to fall. People just think buying. I think AI will be at a good point maybe 10 years from now. It's just in its infancy. Like, smartphones were in its infancy in 2000. So it's going to take some time for the market to adjust to that. Anyway, we're just at a point of time where we've peaked. We've literally met full market saturation. Prices have hit their point. And when prices get too high, buyers walk away. When buyers walk away, prices have to come down. With equities that are very inflated, when prices start to come down, they tend to come down very quickly. I mean, we even seen it here. Drop, because people panicked, okay? And then we have a drop here. We have a drop here. We have a drop here. So now we're getting more panic in here, and it looks like we almost topped. So we're going to see what's going to happen. I mean, since 2008, the highs were at 14,000. We dropped to about 7,000, and now we rallied. A crash is coming. I think a crash is more than likely to come because we're just so extended. And you know what? Other markets are already indicating that. Let's talk about the German market. Binance, Alex, Binance. Let's talk about the FTSE. Or not the FTSE. This is the German stock exchange, the DAX. You can see it's already topping. It's almost making a head and shoulders here on the weekly. Okay, and the week ends tomorrow, so this is a head and shoulders. Here, you got the neckline here. Okay, obviously, there's no perfect head and shoulders. You have a neckline around 11 to 12,000 and two shoulders. Right shoulder's higher. Here's the head. That's obviously higher. There's no perfect head and shoulders. Okay, if it breaks down, It'll break down and start to panic, and that's lining up for a panic. Okay. The FTSE, which is the English stock exchange for British, is having a very bearish candle. It barely made a higher high. It was actually a fake out. It kind of double topped here on the green candle, made a higher high. This was a fake out to think bulls were actually running. No. So you can see every index, not just the United States indexes, are indicating a potential market recession or a market crash. You have to understand that. That's just the market cycle. It's not something to get scared about. It's the market cycle. The dollar is actually failing to really push out to new highs. Once the dollar slumps, we'll start to see some big problems happen in the world. Okay, so just understand that. I think the best time to buy cryptocurrency has passed. You have to wait. I think it's the best time to buy things is buying commodities. Commodities are at discounts now. Commodities are at discounts. You got to understand, if you want to go long, you go long in commodities. The bull market ends in equities. It just moves to commodities. You can see oil. We'll talk oil here. Oil has been having a bull market for a while here. Okay, since the start of the bull market started in 2016, kind of stayed relevant in 2017, and it started to rally. I'm waiting for this pullback here. Once it drops, so into next week, I can buy here and buy these oil stocks that I have listed here for cheap, like Chesapeake. Chesapeake, a very strong oil stock off great earnings. Okay, they made 34 cents, went from 286 to 5. I'm just gonna wait till it drops and buy in. You gotta understand that commodities are cheap now, and that's where you want to go. Just because equities are over, you don't cry about stocks. Commodities, oil, gold, silver. I personally buy silver because I can't afford to buy gold. It's just relatively too expensive for me. But you can see gold is making another higher high since when? 2016. When did oil start to make its higher highs? When did that happen? Let's see. It's no coincidence. 2016, February 2016 was its low. It's no coincidence. Right around January to February 2016, gold had its low. It's not a coincidence. It's just how markets work. It's very easy. Buyers were buying. They thought that around $1,000 was worth it for gold at the time, and it was a good trade. It was of fair value, and now we could see fair value. What higher lows? All higher lows signify is that fair value is increasing exponentially. I don't watch natural gas. Ji-Hung Chen. I just stick to things that are a little simple for me. Natural gas is just not. It's just not for me right now. But it's a good place to invest in. I know a lot of people like it, but I just look at oil and gold and silver. That's the commodities I like to invest in, and maybe even water. Water would be a good one to invest in too. So, let's get into it. Gold. Let's look at gold. It's very simple. All these lows mean is fair market value is getting higher. 1 higher low, 2 higher low, 3 higher low, 4 higher low. We get a little pivot, fake out, try to go down. This is just a bull trap. 4th higher low, 5th, and 6th. Now we're indicating a potential cup and handle breakout. This could be a cup and handle in the works, or we break out here into 2019, fizzle out, and then run. Or we just break out. We just make a U-shaped breakout, okay, something similar to this. I don't even think it could be a cup and handle. Just a straight rally back to the highs. So we'll see. I mean, look how high gold has come since my birth of time. Since I came into this world, 1996. It's an ever so growing problem that you cannot neglect. Inflation and fiat currency will always fail. Okay, it will always fail. That's just how the world works. 1999, 255, and now gold is worth it went all the way to 1800, and now it's worth, so 20 years later it's worth $1,300. It's not that gold became more valuable in a sense, it's because the dollar became less valuable. That's what I want you to understand. Alex, I don't know, you got to do that research on your own, my friend. But yeah, so I'm investing in silver. Why? Because tech, again, I don't think tech's going away. I'm using tech to talk to you guys. I don't think it's going away. But silver is used in a lot of technology. And when silver prices rise, which they're indicating a rise here, and I already have some silver coins right here, if you guys can hear that. silver is going to rise, and it's going to cause technology to rise in price. You have to understand, to make your computers, to make your iPhones, to make these semiconductors, they use silver. There's no the market never changes. It's just shifting materials into different places, increasing value there and that. The amount of wealth in the world never changes. It just moves. Matter just moves into different places. Okay, it never changes. Okay, so you got to understand that. And we're about to break out on silver. It's a very strong breakout. These breakouts are very strong. This is a period of consolidation, and that's why I'm buying silver. So that's really it, guys. That's all I have. I wanted to go over a few key indicators, update you guys on this Bitcoin price manipulation news, and the fact that Trump says meeting with Kim Jong-un won't happen. That's very bad news for the markets, and my crypto shorts are doing very well. I also, I suggest looking into the Turkey lira. The Turkey lira is obviously falling too. You can see that. Let's see. You see Turkey iShares are already down. That's not good. But the Turkey lira, lira to US dollar is rising. It's still rising on the hourly. You can see it's falling down here on the hourly, but that's because they raised interest rates to 16% basis point wise. That's 300%. This is inflation right here. That's very bad. And the fact that the US dollar is inflating and the lira is inflating is not a good sign, because that just shows inflation speeding up in other parts of the world faster than it is in America and Britain. Once it hits Britain and America, it can get bad. Just letting you guys know, it's a possibility. So just understand that commodities are safer investments at this time. That's really all I got, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. We'll make another one tomorrow. Thank you guys for spending some time with me. It was a 40-minute live stream. I hope I cleared up some information. Play one more advertisement before I leave, and I'll make a video going into this Bitcoin price manipulation probably later today. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Have a great day, and make sure to make smart and educated trades. Later, guys.